Hello everyone, welcome back to Visual Literacy Hub. This is Angela. How do you use visuals in your life? Do you simply watch them? Or do you draw? Do you photograph? Have you ever thought of using visuals to document your life and the world you see? Today I'm going to share the story of an artist whose work, I think, represents the idea of visual literacy so perfectly. He literally used visuals to create a writing system of his own in order to preserve language. It's my honor to introduce this great African artist, Frederick Brulee Barbary. Barbary was born in a small village inhabited by the Berta people in the west of contemporary Ivory Coast. At 18, Barbary served in the French West African Navy and began his career as a government clerk in the colonial administration of French West Africa in Dakar, Senegal. Then he worked as an informant and researcher to French ethnographers and anthropologists, collecting and archiving information about his native people and other West African communities. On March 11, 1948, Barbary experienced a transcendental vision. He said that the heavens opened up before my eyes, and 7 colorful suns described a circle of beauty around their mother sun. I became Sheikh Nadrul, he who does not forget. This is an experience which he revisited through his work in 1991, in a collection of 8 colored pencil and pen drawings on cardboard. Ever since this experience, Barbary started his journey of creating a massive documentation of wide-ranging topics, first in the form of writing manuscripts, then in forms of art, to search for a way to preserve and transmit the knowledge of Berta people, as well as the knowledge of the entire world. 6,000 Bertas live in the Ivory Coast, and the language is not taught in schools. There was no writing system for Berta, and all education was in French. Without a way to document the history and the knowledge using native language, a culture is likely to fade away. To address this problem, Barbary began producing a manuscript of syllabus, Alphabet Bété, for his native people. It was later transformed into an artwork version in the early 1990s, a collection of 449 postcard-sized illustrations created by colored pencils. These illustrations depict everyday scenes of human activity as well as everyday objects such as fruits, farming tools, body parts, and animals. Each of them represents a phonetic syllable with a sound annotated to the top. For example, this sound is a 2-handled basket. This is a 2 disembodied feet. This character is a man chopping a tree. Although the Latin alphabet is still most widely used, his syllabary has been used for educational purpose, to teach Berta people about the language. In the 1970s, Barbary started to transfer his thoughts to hundreds of small drawings in postcard format, using ballpoint pen and color crayons, with French annotations written around each drawing. From the 1980s onward, as the scope of his interest grew, he embarked on an all-encompassing project, Connaissance du monde, means the knowledge of the world, and worked on it until his death in 2014. This decade-long project systematically compiles a wide range of his observations of the environment, the history, the phenomena, objects around him, as well as the bigger world events and common human stories. There is no set theme or topics in Barbary's work. During the political crisis in Côte d'Ivoire around the controversial 2010-11 presidential election, Barbary made 182 drawings depicting hands of many colors casting ballots into boxes bearing the national flags of various countries, representing the shared idea of democracy. When I was visiting MoMA in New York, I was very touched by this series called Homage to the Woman of the World 2007, a series of 200 drawings of women dressed in different national flags, which celebrates women's rights, beauty, and their roles as pillars of nation building. It is such a simple idea, right? It's nothing like one of those $1 million abstract artwork that confuse you about the meanings. It is so direct, so clear, and drawn in such a simple way that even a kid can understand its meaning. But yet, when you see so many of these small drawings one next to each other, the message is, however, so strong. I felt touched and empowered by the happy and confident smiles from these women's faces, and how their existence and contribution is celebrated. I felt a connection with all the women across different nations. I feel like I'm in this massive community of brave, resilient, smart, compassionate, ambitious, and kind souls. At that moment, these primitively drawn visuals created a cross-cultural bond for every woman who's viewing them. It delivered a clear message to me. You're beautiful, strong, and capable the way you are. What makes Barbari's work a perfect embodiment of visual literacy is that instead of solely using visuals to show one's own beliefs and feelings, to persuade a message, or to sell one's ideas, he not only used visuals to save a language, but also to represent universal human experience and to create bond among his audience. It is such a humanist act, and it gave me so much inspiration of how to live my life, to bring positive impact and to create universally appreciated values. That's all I want to share with you today. You can use the link in the description bar to virtually visit Barbari's work. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. See you in the next video. Bye!